Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I made this Audrey crown, the Queen of Mean crown. And on the next clip you will see the materials I used, and on the description box below you will find links of where I got some of those materials. Let's get started. Okay, you will need a crown, and I'm using this crown. You're going to need some scissors, some clear glue. You're going to need some sequins and gems if you have the color you need, but I don't have the gems, so I'm going to be using this tube confetti in this color with it matches these sequins. I'm going to be using that. You're going to need a gold spray paint, hot glue and glue stick, and cardboard. I also use the E6000 blue acrylic paint and some tweezers. Okay, the first thing I want to do is remove these gems here. The next thing I want to do is go spray paint it with my gold. Alright, while I'm waiting for the crown to dry, I'm going to go ahead and cut little rectangles out of my cardboard here. And I already cut one. And this one I think measures about ½ inch to 1 inch. If you guys want those measure, I didn't measure it. I'm just gonna cut a few of them. Probably I'm gonna start with 4 and go from there. Alright, so I ended up cutting 6 just to be on the safe side. Now, the next thing I want to do is get some scrap paper here. I'm going to put some clear glue on top of that. Okay, so I ended up painting my cardboard blue, and this is the paint that I used. It's an old paint, but it's ultra blue. And the reason I painted it was because you can see the brown cardboard on the background, and I don't like that. So now I'm going to put the clear glue again. Okay, then I'm going to get rid of the extra here. And that's what it looks like. And then I'm going to set this to dry with the rest of them. Alright, now that this has dried, I'm going to go ahead and put a top coat of clear glue just to make sure everything stays together and these little confetti don't come off. Alright, now I'm going to let that dry. Okay, so here's my crown all painted gold, and now I'm ready to put the little gems that go across the crown here. So I'm going to start with that. I have my gems here, and I'm going to be using some tweezers. Since I'm using hot glue, I don't want to use my finger and burn myself. So I'm going to put one. Okay, there's one, and then I'm just going to go across. Here it is. I've already glued all the sequins that I wanted here, and I actually ended up using the E6000 instead of the hot glue because with the E6000 I had more working time. So I just went ahead and put a bunch of it, and since I had so much working time, all I had to do was place the sequences and then adjust them so they can all look sort of even. So that's it. The next thing I want to do, and I'm also going to use my E6000, is I'm going to glue these rectangle things that I made that are supposed to be substitute for the blue gems that the crown originally comes with. And I'm going to place them on the heart, and I've already marked on this one, as you can see, about where I want it. So I'm going to start gluing them there. Okay, so I glued one cardboard here, and then I ended up cutting this little point that was there, but I noticed that it's actually harder to cut it with the cardboard already in place. So I'm going to go ahead and make my cut where I want it because I don't want the crown this tall. The original one is not that tall, so I'm going to probably end up cutting on half of this little oval here. So on the half point everywhere except where the hearts are, because I'm going to use that to glue the cardboard. Okay, so here's what it looks like all cut up. I'm going to make this work, but I actually cut over here and I wanted to leave some up there just because I want to put a cardboard stone there that I made, and now I don't have that space here to hold it up. So I will see what I can do to work that, but when you're cutting, make sure you leave the ends as they are until you figure out where you're going to put your stones. So I'm going to go ahead and start gluing these other ones that I made with my E6000. Okay, so here's what I have so far after I've cut it. I did use some of these pieces to put here, so I went ahead and glued them with the E6000 just to make it more straight and even. And I was able to put wire over here to fix what I cut that I wasn't supposed to cut. So I'm going to go ahead and glue my cardboard on either side, and then I will be done. Alright guys, so here it is all finished and everything's all dry. Now I did want to tell you guys that I did make a couple changes to this. I actually took these off and recut them. I made them smaller because I thought the other ones were too big. And I ended up cutting the heart part where the heart was on the crown. When I first cut it, I cut them closer to the actual cardboard gem that I made. And the only other thing I would do differently is also make this shorter. I think this is still too tall, but I'm gonna go ahead and just leave it like that because I just don't want to redo everything. And then again, as I mentioned, I did glue this here because otherwise it would have just been the spikes there. And once that dried, I did end up putting E6000 on the back just to make sure it holds and it doesn't come off. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching.